What's going on? We are officially live, and this is probably a surprising background for people who have joined me on my live stream before because I'm downstairs in my kitchen. As always, I gotta wait like a minute or so for people to see that I'm live and join in. And again, I love doing these live streams, that instant interaction and getting to talk to people across the world. I've had people come out here from China. I get a lot of people from England, which is really cool, and they always tell me it's like 3 a.m. there, do these earlier. I usually can't, but thank you for tuning in. I definitely appreciate it. And yeah, I like that it's so easily accessible. I do these live streams on my iPhone. There's a little button that just says go live. I had somebody ask me that the other day if I use Google Hangouts or some other kind of thing. I don't know what it was, something with a D. I can't remember the name of it, but I was like, nope, I just pressed the go live button, which is so easy. I wish they would have had this. Nicholas R. America. Every time I hear anybody say that, it makes me think of the movie Team America World Police, which is such a hilarious movie with puppets from the creators of South Park. And I know Best Buy just released like a Best Buy exclusive of Basketball and Problem Child and a few other movies. I know somebody on here last time said that the picture quality wasn't great, and Problem Child didn't have any special features, which was kind of a bummer, but Basketball did. So I think I'm probably going to pick up both of those. Those are ones that I've enjoyed when I was younger. Charlie Redmond, excited for the live stream as always. Thank you. Just got the Hills Have Eyes Arrow box set. We'll watch tonight. That's an amazing box set. I think Arrow did a great job on that release. Their box sets are like top of the line. One of the best companies out there releasing Blu-rays today, and especially their Blu-ray box sets, especially for horror and cult fans. And tonight I am drinking a Guinness. I haven't had a Guinness from a can in like forever. I'll go ahead and show you my fridge. I'm downstairs right now. But there was somebody brought over for one of the barbecues like a bunch of different beers. Like I said, we've got a bunch of these Coronas left. Corona Lights, a regular Corona, Corona Extra, and then we got a few of these Guinness Draughts right there. But yeah, I don't remember the last time I had Guinness in a can like that. But you know what? I had that first sip, I was like, holy moly, this reminds me of my childhood. Not necessarily my childhood, but like when I was like a teenager. I guess, you know, thinking back on it, I must have had some Guinness in a can back in those days. I've had it on draft before, but I always feel like it's heavy and it's like drinking a meal. But it's a little bit lighter right now, and I dig it. I don't like the Guinness Blonde too much. But yeah, pretty good. And thinking back when I was like a mischievous, like, I don't know, like 14 to like, I don't know, 18, around that range, I was, you know, being wild and crazy and drinking underage like I shouldn't have been, but having a fun time and having a lot of memories and things I can look back on and talk about. Just scrolling through the comments here. I hope you enjoy The Hills Have Eyes, the original one, the release for it. I love the first one. And then the second one from back in the day, I wasn't a big fan of. I never saw the third one, which I think goes by like some other kind of name, something Tripper or something crazy like that. I think Lance Henriksen was in it. And then the recent remake I thought was amazing, one of the better horror remakes. And I even like the recent Hills Have Eyes 2, which most people hated, but I love the heck out of that one. What's going on, One Man Drumline? Amir, what's going on, my man? Cheers to you. Every time I see your name, I think of my old fraternity brother named Amir, who is this jacked up dude. Dean Gillard, hey man, love your videos. Are you a Spider-Man fan, and do you read his comics? I used to be really big into comic books when I was growing up. I tried to get back into them semi-recently, but I never fully got into it. Like, one of the things I'm really excited about is Cable for Deadpool 2, because I was really big into like the New Mutants, X-Force, and especially when, like, you know, Rob Liefeld, Todd McFarlane, Jim Lee, like all those guys did Image as well, and they crossed over there. I checked out all those books initially. But yeah, I mean, I like Spider-Man. I like the Spider-Man comics. I was big into that when I was younger. Kraven was my favorite villain. Is this a live cooking show? No, not today, but I have done cooking videos in the past. So maybe look forward to that again. I like switching up and doing different things on my channel. You know, doing the beer reviews, the food reviews. They may not get as many views, but they're fun to do to switch up the monotony. Hi from the UK, hope you're okay. Thank you, Daniel Moore. Hi from the US, I'm doing well and I hope you're doing well. Could you show us the Coen Brothers box set? When I get back upstairs, I will. Johnny Moynihan, what's going on? Just finished watching The Game. director by Finch. I agree with you. I did pick that up on Criterion because I remember when I first saw it, I wasn't a big fan, but I saw Criterion put it out. I was like, let me give it another chance, and I agree. It's my least favorite from him too, probably. I wasn't that big into it, but I also wasn't big into like Social Network either, and I don't think the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo remake was nowhere near as good as the original. Yeah, a lot of people love the game, so maybe Amir and I are just in the minority in that, and I'm okay with that. Here, cheers to you right there for us not falling into the majority there. Everybody has different tastes, and it is, you know, it was decently well crafted. I'll give it that. But I thought it was I don't know, I wasn't a big fan overall. But hey, what's going on, dude? I love your back to the 80s icon, Chashire 1. If anybody in here is into fantasy football, please let me know. Every year I do a fantasy football league. The past couple years I've done 2 for YouTube where we play for Blu-rays. So the winner of the fantasy football league, American football that is, at the winner every year gets Blu-rays sent to them from the rest of the league. So I think it's a fun thing to do, especially if you're into Blu-rays and football. So let me know if anybody's interested in that. What's going on, Zombie Z Fiction? How are you doing? I know last time you were in here, you were talking about something about your personal life, and I hope things are working out there. It was like essentially it was like a prank movie. That's the same thing when I first watched it. I remember thinking, like, that's it? That's what this was about? I was like, this is friggin' ridiculous. I just wasted my time watching it. And I pretty much felt the same way the second time, but I did appreciate certain aspects about how it was crafted. But overall, that's not one that I really enjoyed either. Daniel Moore, this week I see Detroit, very harrowing, very difficult to watch. I haven't seen that yet. I do want to check that one out. Atomic Blonde, the trailers for it didn't really intrigue me, so I'll probably catch that when it comes to home video. I'm not really looking forward to that one. Craven is my favorite villain too. Awesome. Great to see more love for Craven. It would be cool to see him get a theatrical character. I mean, we've seen the Vulture, we've seen Lizard, we've seen a bunch of different characters, but Craven to me is one of the more iconic ones. You know, get the whole Sinister Six. I mean, are we going to see Mysterio? There's a bunch of characters they could do, like Carnage. Carnage, I think, would be huge. He was a hugely popular character. Timothy Smith, what's going on, man? Are you going to join in again? I hope so. I feel like I haven't talked to you in a while, man. You gotta hit me up with your number on Facebook because I got a new phone, and I should just hit you up. But I got a new phone and none of my contacts saved just recently. Have you seen A Dog's Purpose? Yes, I have seen A Dog's Purpose, and I did a full review on it on my channel. You can check that out. Zombie Z Fiction. Your message was retracted. I didn't see what it said, but I hope everything's going well. Is your name from the band Sublime? You know, it's funny. I've got this question before. Initially, I was like, when people ask me that, I'm like, I have absolute Sublime one because life is absolutely sublime. Kind of a pretentious kind of answer, but yes, when I initially made my screen name, which was my screen name from when I was like when I first got computers, when I was like 19 or something. I think I pulled it from the band Sublime, and then I had I used to put like the Absolute ads from the magazines on my wall, so it was like Absolute Sublime 1. So yeah, that's how it is. So yes, from the band Sublime, which I was super big into when I was younger. Has anyone seen A Good Time starring Robert Pattinson? I haven't, but I'm going to give it a fair chance because I do think Robert Pattinson is a good actor. I really enjoyed him in Rover, which I felt was a very underrated movie. Check out Rover for sure, with Guy Pearce in it as well. Kind of like a post-apocalyptic movie. Charlie Redman, I love fantasy football. Is there a buy-in for the league? No, again, the fantasy football league that I do for YouTube on here, I usually have 2 leagues the past couple seasons, but we play for Blu-ray, so there's no buy-in, but at the end of the season, you have to send the winner a Blu-ray. So that's pretty much it. What horror movie do you wish they would make a sequel for? Well, I really still want to see Jeepers Creepers 3. I thought it was going to happen. They've talked about it for like 4 or 5 years. And then I felt like last year, or the beginning of this year rather, people were saying they were filming it and it's done filming and still nothing. So I know the director is, you know, pretty much garbage as far as the stuff that he's done in the past, but I am a fan of his movies, unfortunately. So I am looking forward to it, and The Creeper deserves a full franchise. So I hope that happens. You know, maybe get another director involved. I don't know if he has the creative rights for it or what, but I really want to see that. Yeah, Morbius 2. That would be awesome for sure. It's like the vampire character. And Ghost Story, I haven't seen that, but I do plan on checking that one out for sure. That one, initially, like I was like, it looks too simplistic. I do like the cast, but then I heard like a bunch of rave reviews. You seem like a nice guy, says the Kit Spotlight. Well, thank you, I appreciate that. You seem nice as well. Cheers to you. Do you have an opinion on the Alien Covenant movie? I really enjoyed Prometheus. I think Alien Covenant might be like my least favorite of all the Alien movies. I actually like Alien Resurrection. For me, it would be Aliens, Alien Resurrection. And if we're gonna throw Prometheus into that realm, Prometheus, and then Alien 3, and then Alien Covenant. I like a lot of the actors involved, but I didn't like their characters and the cast overall. I'm not a big Danny McBride fan, and he might have been one of the better parts of the movie. And I didn't like some of the CG as well, and I felt like they were, I don't know, it was chaotic, it was messy, it was bogged down. They could have done a lot more with it, and they could have had a better cast for sure. I wasn't a big fan of it, but I am gonna revisit it. I know it's coming out. I'm tempted if I can still see if I can pre-order the steelbook for it. Somebody already got the steelbook. They posted it on Instagram, so I know Best Buy sometimes ships them early. Zombie Sea Fiction says, I saw a Ghost Story, I liked it overall. It's very diverse, lots of scenes where not much happens. So it's a dramatically paced movie then, and I'm okay with that as long as it's worth it. I noticed the cooking supplies in the background. Are you a good cook? If so, what's your favorite thing to make? I'm not a great cook, but I do like to, dabble. I mean, I gotta feed myself. I'll tell you my favorite food is deviled eggs. That's always seems to surprise people. My second favorite food is watermelon. My third favorite food is lasagna. I love me some lasagna. But yeah, I do a lot of bachelor cooking and stuff. And to be fair, some of the stuff is either my roommate or one of the girls that I was seeing. Actually, a couple girls I was in the past that I was seeing dating. They brought some of their kitchen supplies over. One was a cook. Another one was just a good cook. She did like bakery stuff. She would do like her own baking stuff, which she was really talented at. But she was also just a really good regular cook too. So I can't take a lot of credit for some of that stuff in the background. Had heard Edward Norton might play Loomis in the new McBride Gordon Green Hollow. I don't know how I feel about that actually. I like Ed Norton, but it's hard for me to picture him in that role because I already have that idea of what Loomis should look like, kind of, you know what I mean? There's a 9-minute scene of someone eating a pie on screen in one take. I don't know how I feel about that actually. Looking for the entire Jaws box set on Blu-ray. I don't think there is a Jaws box set as far as I'm aware of, at least not here in the US. They have individual releases. I have the Jaws 1 digibook. I haven't picked up any of the sequels yet. So an entire film is 82 minutes and there's a 9-minute scene of someone eating a pie. I feel like editing could have been their friend there. I've always preferred Casino, Bronx Tale, and Scarface over Goodfellas. Anyone else? No. Well, Bronx Tale is one of my all-time favorite movies, so yes, I would definitely prefer that over there, but I don't prefer Scarface or Casino, but I do love those movies. For me, I'd put A Bronx Tale as one of my favorite gangster movies up there. It's one of my all-time favorite movies, and then I would put Goodfellas, then Casino, then Scarface in that lot. And actually, I put Godfather 2 for sure on there, and but yeah, Goodfellas. Yeah, no, everybody's different. I disagree. I don't think the story is meh, but I mean, I feel like I prefer the story over Casino storyline. But Bronx Tale for me, I feel like is super underrated. It's probably my 5th favorite movie of all time. Actually, probably 4th. I take it back. 4th favorite movie of all time, and it deserves a Blu-ray release. I have the UK Blu-ray, and the UK Blu-ray could definitely be improved upon. Do you think actors like Tom Cruise and DiCaprio can star in a good horror movie? Well, DiCaprio starred in, was it Critters 4 or 3, whatever the heck it was? Tom Cruise is in the recent Mummy movie, which I feel like should have gotten a little bit more appreciation. It wasn't, I think they could. I like both of those actors. At this point in their career, I'm not quite sure if they will. Although I could see both of them doing it depending if the right people were involved, especially if the right director was involved. I could definitely see DiCaprio doing that You know, I know Quentin Tarantino is going to do the Manson family one, but DiCaprio's going to be in the one where he was about like was America's first serial killer. Are you mad Paramount canceled? Yes, I'm very upset about the cancellation of Friday the 13th. I was really hoping to see that, and I really want to see a Friday the 13th with a snowy setting. Like the original Friday the 13th, the setting for the camp was shot in New Jersey. We get snow here. We've had some crazy snowstorms in the past, so I would absolutely love to see that. And I know actually people still go to that filming location for the original Friday the 13th, which I think is like I don't know if it's a Boy Scouts or some kind of thing like that, but people are always, you know, asked not to go there, not to trespass, but people still do. It's iconic. Just watched Devil's Candy. I thought it was, yeah, I'm so glad you brought that up because I love that. It was one of my favorite horror movies that I've seen recently. The Devil's Candy and The Void. Yeah, not Devil's Hard Candy, it's just Devil's Candy. Hard Candy is another movie with Ellen Page, which I thought was really good as well. I need to pick that one up on Blu-ray. But yeah, Devil's Candy, I can't wait to get that on Blu-ray. I think last time I checked, it was pretty cheap pre-order from Amazon. I think it was like $12.99. I don't know if it's gone up or not. What's my favorite movie of all time? John Carpenter's The Thing. And if we were upstairs in my office area where I normally film, the poster would be right behind me. I'm a big fan of horror. It's my favorite genre. And John Carpenter's The Thing is one of those movies that really got me into horror. Like the first horror movie I ever watched was the first Nightmare on Elm Street movie with Johnny Depp getting sucked in the bed, the blood splatter coming up. And then I watched The Exorcist right around the same time. I think I was like 7 years old, and I got really into it. I used to love watching, or actually going to the video rental stores and seeing the like VHS artwork for horror movies. I just was enthralled by it. And then I saw John Carpenter's The Thing and just sucked me in, and I've seen that movie over 100 times, so it's probably the movie I've seen the most, and I love it. So yes, The Thing, there you go. I talk about it quite frequently on my channel. I think the new Jennifer Lawrence movie. I like Jennifer Lawrence, but there's a few movies I've seen her in where it seems like she's just going through the paces, especially X-Men Apocalypse. It just felt like she wasn't really engaged in that movie. It just seemed like she was just doing it. Why do you like horror movies? Don't they ever give you trouble falling asleep? I like it. Horror. Fear is like one of the most basic emotions. Fear, happiness. It's a horror movie. You have control of it. If you're, if it scares you too much, you can turn it off. You can leave, whatever. But I like pushing those boundaries and knowing that there's people out there that also enjoy it and enjoy creating monsters and things like that. So I've always dug it, and I don't have trouble falling asleep because it's just a movie. That was one of the things too. The Blair Witch Project, the first one. I know everybody loves that movie. I think it's the most overrated movie in horror history. To me, it's garbage. It's unwatchable to me. It's one of the worst movies I've ever seen. But the big reason that it did so well was the marketing, because they were trying to play it off as like kind of the dawn of media, or the internet, really, the internet age. So the whole thing was, it's real. Yeah, there's a real witch living in the woods. Meh. So even when I was younger, I didn't really buy into that, but that was one of the big things that people, I guess, appreciated about it. They were just walking through the woods. Anybody with a camera could have made that movie, and the payoff was, there's no payoff. I actually enjoyed the recent movie much better. It was a sequel, essentially, but it could have been like a remake, if you want to call it that, because it was so similar, but there was actual payoff, and they tried something a little bit different and unique with it. Thoughts on The Village? Film, not marketing, Mad No Blu-ray. I enjoyed The Village. When I first watched it, I was like so pissed off at the way that it played out. But I did appreciate the film, and I think M. Night Shyamalan gets a lot of crap, but he's a great storyteller, and it definitely deserves a Blu-ray release. Paris, Texas is an amazing movie. I want to be a father like that one day. No, great performance, great film. I like the lead actor in there. I can't remember his name right now, but he was in Repo Man, I believe, as well. He's been in a ton of stuff. Harry Dean Stanton, pretty sure. But Shyamalan Ding Dong stole the idea from Village from a book. I thought it was more like he stole it from like a Twilight Zone episode. But he's a good storyteller. Again, it's one of those things that he may not have stole the idea from a book. It could have been a similar concept, but it reminded me, at least, from an old Twilight Zone episode. Can't stand Jennifer Lawrence. Like her at first, but now she's just so played out, she's annoying to me. I think she's stunning. I do think she's talented, but in certain movies it seems like she phones it in, especially with X-Men Apocalypse. That was one thing that I noticed. Like, her scenes just seemed like she didn't want to be there. I wasn't a big fan of the Hunger Games franchise, but I loved her in Winter's Bone. That was like the first thing she was ever really in of prominence. I thought she was super talented there. I've loved her in Silver Linings Playbook and other movies too. Steven Castero, what's going on? Just wondering if you or anyone has any advice for me. I'm starting college next week. I think you might have asked that before, but I say balance school and social life. Have fun, enjoy yourself, but also study. That's definitely important. I don't know if you're living in the dorms or not, if you have an RA, but be smart. That's one of the biggest things with that situation too. Pay attention to the RA and be friends with the RA if you can, but also don't knock out anybody. Aren't you moving down south? No, I am not. I don't know where you got that from. Would you have the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre in your top 5 horror movies? It's my favorite. No, I would not. It's not my favorite. It wouldn't be my top 10, top 20. I appreciate the movie, but I think it's not my all-time favorite Tobe Hooper movie. I think it would be like my 3rd or 4th favorite Tobe Hooper movie. I prefer Life Force, Funhouse over, and if you want to put Poltergeist on there, even though there's controversy if it was really Steven Spielberg or Tobe Hooper. But yeah, I like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original, but wouldn't be my top 20 favorite horror movies. Yeah, for me too, I prefer Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 over that one. Bias towards horror films set in the snow. Yeah, I'm huge into snowy setting horror movies, so I'm always looking forward to ones like that, and I wish there would be more. I gotta say there's something to them. Absolutely. I always say this, the blood really pops in the white snow. I used to say that all the time for 30 Days of Night, which is one of my all-time favorite movies. But there's some other really good ones out there too. The Shining, of course, The Thing. I did a whole top 10 list of snowy setting horror movies back in the day. I need to update that list because I would put Krampus on there too. I thought that was a lot of fun. Great Christmas horror movie. Have you ran into any well-known actors, actresses in stores, malls, etc. unexpectedly? I've never run into them unexpectedly. Well, technically once I did. Man, I can't remember. I can't even remember his name right now. He was in Weeds. He was also in Saturday Night Live. I got him to sign my season 1 of Weeds. I can't even remember his name now. He's a really tall, lengthy dude. I want to say Kevin something, but he was doing a comedy show, and I was going to go see the comedy show, but he was sitting outside the pizza place, and he was just having a slice of pizza, which was like right next to like the comedy club. And I had my Weeds season 1 Blu-ray, and I was like, "Oh, hey, how are you? Can you sign this for me?" He's like, "Oh, do you always walk around with that?" He was a funny guy, but besides that, I've met celebrities and stuff at conventions and in the comedy club, but I've never seen one like unexpectedly. Although I take it back, Armando Santi, when I used to live in New York, he was out before he used to go out places, so that was forever ago. But I don't think I really ever went up to him. Yeah, and then there's different sports conventions and stuff too. Just scrolling through the comments. I'm gonna go upstairs real quick, and so you can see the movie collection. Turn off the Z light. Boop boop. Can you see me? I feel like I'm in a horror movie right now, Paranormal Activity style. Any nerves when you first began posting on YouTube, and when did they pass? You're a natural now. Well, thank you. You definitely have to, I think, account for being comfortable in front of the camera. When I first did the videos, man, it was like, I want to say like 8-9 years ago now. I can't remember how long ago on my old channel, but yeah, absolutely. There's a progression there, and you have to get used to filming and talking to yourself and all that. But the more videos you do, the easier it comes. Of course, I locked myself out. I didn't lock myself, but I got the beer and then the phone. And my dog is like freaking out. What's up, Wrigley? It's just me. But here is the room. And there's my dog. That's my dog. And there's Wrigley. And here is the movie collection outside of the office area. But here's some 4Ks up there, and like box sets and stuff, Blu-rays, some more like Christmas tins down there at the bottom, more Blu-rays, and then DVDs right there, and then horror DVDs in that corner, and some other stuff, miscellaneous, more horror stuff in that little corner section there. But I've got a whole nother like bookcase worth of DVDs and a few more Blu-ray box sets that I have to get out of some boxes. I'm gonna try to cut down the DVD collection. I do still keep DVDs as long as there is no official Blu-ray release. And even some of these ones like Die Donnie Brasco, I kept the DVD for right here because it didn't have one of the like the cuts of the film, I believe. I think that was something like the Blu-ray release has a certain cut. Some of these ones, again, bedazzled, the Blu-ray's out of print, but there's something about that too. It didn't have some of the special features or commentaries. I can't remember what it was, but sometimes I'll keep the DVD because it doesn't have all the special features, or it has a different cut of the film, or a different, I don't know, presentation transfer-wise, or whatever the deal may be. So if it's a movie that I enjoy and it doesn't have a Blu-ray release, or at least a proper one, I'll keep the DVD still. Some people will just get rid of it immediately. I'm not like that. I love movies, and I like to watch movies, so there you go. But let's go into the office area and turn on the lights. And here is the rest of the collection right here. Here are the bust sets up at the top, and then Criterion Collection to there, and then some Eureka titles, Twilight Time, Disney, then Obstructed from View or TV seasons on Blu-ray, and then on this shelf bookcase right here is Steelbooks, up to there with Digibooks, then Arrow Video, and then over here is all horror Blu-rays, and then I've got a bunch of stuff on the floor, and then some more continuation of the horror Blu-rays. I'm going to be organizing this collection coming up soon. I'm going to do a whole video organizing my horror Blu-rays, and I'll pull a few out and talk about them while I do it. I'm going to alphabetize them because it's not alphabetized yet. There's The Strain, which I'm going to watch later tonight. Season 4, which I'm really disappointed in that it's the last season. Womp womp. I love that show, and I think it's progressed very well. I think somebody was saying to me, I think it was Ashley from Talk Movies With Us, she was saying she didn't like, I guess, the effects of the vampires in the first season. I thought it was fine. I thought it was better than a lot of ones of its ilk on TV show, and I think the budget, you can definitely see it progress, especially now to this point. But Wrigley, don't lick the bed. I did film a video today. It was a kind of a crazy weekend. I had a lady friend sleep over Friday and Saturday night, and we binge watched some movies, and it was cool. It was chill, but I don't sleep well next to other people, so like, oh my gosh, I was like barely functional Saturday, and then for most of today I did take a nap, which I usually don't. I can't take a nap, but I was just so dog tired. I'm a very light sleeper, and then especially with Wrigley being sick, like sometimes he'll yelp in the middle of the night, so I'll have to like jump up to see if he's okay. I just got a text message from the girl too. I can't show you that text message, but anyways, so yeah, I'm a very light sleeper, and then when I sleep next to somebody, it takes me a while to get adjusted to sleeping next to them, so I like literally didn't sleep on Friday night into Saturday. I was like dead, and then today too, I barely slept. A little bit more, but like maybe like a couple hours. And I do have a heart condition, so I definitely need that sleep, but let's scroll through the comics. I'm pretty sure I missed a ton. My name, what's going on? Cheers, Otaku R9999. I'm having, he says I'm having a Pepsi, I'm underage. That's cool, that's understandable. I'm actually having a Guinness right there. It's been a while since I've had a Guinness from a can. When you open it up, it makes that that sound. It's got the ball in the bottom. It's actually pretty good. Much better than I remember it. I feel like usually Guinness is so rich and full, it's like drinking a meal, but it's a little bit lighter than I recall it being. So, Max Jackson, what did you think about the Happy Day trailer? Sorry if you have talked about it already. I haven't seen the Happy Day trailer, or Happy Death Day trailer. I haven't seen that, so I will have to look into that. What's my favorite Arrow title? Well, I still want to get those the Thing editions. I think they're sold out. I never got a chance to order them. Every time somebody would tell me to order them, that they're back up, they were gone every time I tried. So I really love the Donnie Darko set. That's one of my favorites, and I'm big into the window box editions back in the day. Like at the Dawn of the Dead one, which is like crazy out of print. Phenomena is my favorite one. I know they re-released it, and I probably will pick up the re-release of that as well. It's one of my all-time favorite movies. And stuff is falling over down here. And yeah, I've got a bunch of stuff on the floor. These movies all over here are for sale. So if anybody's interested in anything over here, let me know. But yeah, as far as other releases, I really love the Hills Have Eyes release, the Donnie Darko one. As far as titles themselves, this is one that I think doesn't get enough I don't think I've heard anybody talk about it. I've talked about it a bunch, but it's a Suture right here. It's a modern black and white film, and the concept at first seemed ridiculous, but it works so well. I would highly recommend the heck out of this one. And it has the lead actor in here is well-known Dennis Haysbert. He did one of those, like, he's been in a bunch of stuff, but he was in one of those, like, car insurance commercials a lot. But a really good film that I would highly recommend. They do so many great releases, so it's hard to pick like a top one. Motel Hell is a fun one that I've always enjoyed. People Under the Stairs. I really liked some of their westerns they put out recently too. A Terror in a Texas Town. There's a couple other ones that they've released. That's one of the things I feel like Arrow Video and Criterion Collection are one of those companies that you can just pick them up blind and you can find some amazing stuff. Like there's one I think it was called Three Brothers. It was an Italian film, and I really loved the like political and social commentary there. Each brother comes from like a different background, and they're going to visit their family in like rural parts of Italy, and the mother passes away, and just they're talking about their different lives and how they've been affected by how they've grown up, and you know, life, love, longing, loss, and like the different trials and tribulations of that. And I just thought that was an amazing film, and I'm thankful that they put it out. That was an Arrow Academy release. I'm really happy that Arrow Academy is releasing here in the US. I definitely felt like Suture should have been like the first Arrow Academy release. Love the heck out of that film. One of my favorite modern black and white movies, along with La Haine, which I have somewhere over here. There it is, La Haine. I would highly recommend La Haine with Vincent Cassel. He's been doing big things for a while now. But I've missed a ton of comments here. Will you answer my question, AK Films? I didn't see what your question was. So, Miyago Music, I'm not sure what that, the little emoji, just a little waving emoji. Do you have body parts, and what do you think of it? Yes, the Scream Factory release, I do. I thought it was a decent, that's the one with the John Carpenter's, like the horror anthology. I thought it was good. I like the cast a lot. Scrolling through... Do you like the movie Body Double? It's been a while since I've seen that one. I think the release over here in the US is out of print, but then I think Indicator Films, which I think is region free, released it, so I'll have to pick that up. Do you plan on picking up any of the John Carpenter limited edition Scream Factory steelbooks? No, I think they look like garbage. I have the movies already, and I think the artwork is terrible. It looks like CG artwork. I know they're very popular. A lot of people have picked them up, and I know they're inexpensive, so I can understand that, but I already have the releases that they've done already. Top 5 underrated horror movies list. I did a video like years ago about that, but the #1 underrated horror movie for me, I did like a top 10 underrated horror movies on Blu-ray list, would be Bedeviled. I never hear anybody talk about it. I think it's Korean film, South Korean film, I believe. But I've talked about that movie a ton in the past like 4 years, I feel like, but that is definitely on there. Another one that I would say that I feel like it's super underrated is Bloody Knuckles, which has a Blu-ray release from Artsploitation Films. Really enjoyable, like horror comedy. If you like Idle Hands, I would recommend it. Talks a lot about like free speech and stuff like that. I don't think The Wailing would be underrated anymore because I feel like a ton of people talk about that, but I would put that on there normally. I feel like I know I want to do an updated list of that, so look forward to that. I want to see if I can do that in October for a top underrated horror movies on Blu-ray list, and maybe I'll just do a regular top underrated horror movies list. I always used to put Poughkeepsie tapes on there, but now with it coming out in Scream Factory, I'm sure everybody's going to check that one out. Do you like Holland? I think you mean Mulholland Drive. Yes, a very trippy David Lynch movie. I dig David Lynch, except for Twin Peaks. I never fully got into Twin Peaks. I feel like I should give it another chance, though. Nicholas R. Cheers to you, my friend, the light sleeper. Cheers. Media Pro Lover. I have a lot of horror movies on VHS. Yeah, I wish I would have kept my VHS collection back in the day, but I got rid of that forever ago. I have just a couple. I have like The Thing and a couple other ones for, I guess, collecting purposes. Different artwork and stuff like that. Yes, I've been hearing that talk about the remake for Suspiria for a long time. AK Films wants a shout out. Shout out to AK Films. Happy Death Day seems like a Groundhog Day, but with a woman getting murdered. I'm intrigued. I'm gonna have to check that. Maybe I have seen the trailer for that. I feel like if it's the one that I'm thinking about, I feel like I've seen the trailer for that a little bit ago now. What's up, Pinoy Ride? How are you? I just messaged you on Instagram, in fact, recently, like a couple hours ago, like maybe actually like an hour ago. Guinness is an Irish drink. I'm from Ireland. Yes. Cheers, Dublin, baby. AK Films, cheers to you. I know I've missed a bunch of comments, so please forgive me. I'm scrolling through trying to catch up, and then when I was walking up the stairs, I saw a bunch of comments coming through. Ever had a complete contrasting reaction after a second viewing of a film you initially didn't care for? No, but I feel like there's movies I should do that for. Like, there's a couple movies that when I first watched them, I wasn't a big fan of, but then I rewatched them. Your tastes cultivate over time. Like Chasing Amy, I remember hating it when it first came out, but now I love it. The same thing with Session 9, which I really need to pick up on Blu-ray. I need that in my collection. That's become an all-time favorite, like, psychological horror movie for me, and they filmed it in a real mental institution, Danvers Mental Institution. But when I first watched Session 9, I wasn't a big fan of it, and then I rewatched it and I loved it. I'm so glad so many people pushed me to rewatch it, so thank you for that. But yeah, your tastes change over time. There's a lot of movies I watched when I was younger that I loved, and now that I rewatch them, I'm like, this is terrible. What was I thinking? So yeah, over time, your tastes change and cultivate. It's just a natural thing. But I think I should do that maybe. If there's a certain movie I should rewatch, if you think, let me know. Just scrolling through. Yes, I'm drinking a Guinness. Yes, I have seen Santa Sangre like a while ago. I need to get that one on Blu-ray too. That was a really crazy one, but I've enjoyed Jodorowsky as well. Any nerves? Okay, I got that one already. So you're going to like The Snowman. I feel like that was just the trailer. I don't think I've seen the trailer for it, but let me know what The Snowman is about. Is that a snowy setting horror movie? Because I would freaking love that. I prefer the Beale remake of TCM over the original. The original's not scary to me. It comes off corny. That's fair. That's your opinion. I don't think it's necessarily corny. I think it is a little bit dated for sure, but it's influential. It influenced a ton of films. I like the TCM remake with Jessica Biel in it, but I think I like the beginning, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the beginning, better than the remake. But I also really enjoy the remake. Yes, I am drinking a Guinness. Sorry I missed your questions before. What'd you think of Once Upon a Time in Venice? I watched that a couple nights ago, like I think right after I did the last live stream, or the next day I think. I watched it and it was freaking nuts. Once Upon a Time in Venice is a movie with like Bruce Willis, John Goodman, Jason Momoa, Cal Penn is in it. A bunch of the rapper Tyga is in it. Although I think recently he's more well known for hooking up with like the youngest Kardashian girl. Thomas Middleton is in it too. There's a bunch of other recognizable people. But that movie was ridiculous. It's so bad. It's like one of those things where it's so bad it's entertaining. I think I'm actually going to keep it in the collection for that reason. It's one of those like super ridiculous movies. There's a scene where Bruce Willis is naked and skateboarding through town with a gun, and he puts the gun in his butt cheeks when he's stopped by the police officer. And the police officer was the big guy from the Mike and Molly TV show, which I hated that show, by the way. But it was that guy. But yeah, so it's so ridiculous. And then there's a scene where Bruce Willis and John Goodman go surfing. They just sit on the boards. I'm like, at least try to pretend. Like earlier you see Bruce Willis skateboarding, you can tell it's a body double when he's going on the skate park. But yeah, so I feel like they could have at least done some body doubles on that one. I don't know if big dudes can go surfing or not. I've never gone surfing. I don't think I've ever seen in a movie like a really big dude like John Goodman size surfing. So I don't know if that can happen balance wise. Maybe it can. Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, I thought it was actually kind of entertaining with how ridiculous it was. Once Upon a Time in Venice. It's like cinema absurd is what I like to put like movies like Tusk, and I'd put that one in there just because it's a very straightforward, formulaic kind of movie. Famke Janssen's in it as well. A ton of recognizable people, very popular cast. And I was thinking this movie's going to be garbage because it has such a well-known cast, but nobody's talking about it. For a good reason. I feel like nobody's going to want to be associated with that. But I was really surprised because John Goodman's done a lot of things recently. Bruce Willis is obviously going to be in the Death Wish remake, which to me it's Bronson. Bronson all the way, so I can't picture him doing that. I love the chain scene, Texas Chainsaw Massacre at the beginning, underrated movie. I don't know if I would say it's underrated, but I think it definitely deserves some more love for sure. Max Ejectus, I think the original TCM loses a lot of its power, like all the classic horror movies, since it's been copied so much, it can come off corny. Yeah, I can understand that. It's definitely dated, like I said, but it's influential. It's influenced a ton of movies, and I think a lot of times now, especially horror fans, especially younger horror fans, they're kind of desensitized to a lot of the gore and stuff like that, which they didn't really have a lot in back in the day. How tall am I? I am 5'11" and 3/4, so I'm like a hair from 6 foot. I know a lot of people like just say 6 foot. I'm like, I can't. It's like the OCD in me. Miyago Music. I didn't see what your last comment was. Michael Powell. Look into The Cell, Stay Alive. Ooh, I hated Stay Alive. The Pact. Mulberry Street. I didn't like Mulberry Street either. I thought Mulberry Street was such a stupid concept. Cell 2016. I'm not sure which one that one is. I like the old Cell movie with Jennifer Lopez. I didn't like Stay Alive that much. The Pact. I'm not sure which Pact. There's like a few different ones with the same title there. Is that the one where it starts out kind of like a ghost movie, but it turns out to something different? Because I did enjoy that one. Stitches I have, but I still haven't popped that one in. I bought that like forever ago at Best Buy, like years ago, and because everybody raved about it, but the back looks like garbage. It looks like low budget terribleness. And I know everybody raves about that movie, but I just haven't been able to sit down and watch it. I need to see that one soon. When are you moving over here to Australia? Probably never. I've seen the spiders and animals you guys have over there. It looks insane. But I have been fascinated by Australia and the outback and stuff like that. I love movies with that setting. And I recently saw a movie, I can't remember the name of it. He was a police officer, and he's like, I guess, I can't remember the term, that he was like a native there, but yeah, that was a really good movie, and I liked it a lot. Hugo Weaving was in there too, but the lead guy has been in other stuff too. I do like You're Next. I enjoy that one. I wish The Last Did Snow had been set more in the snow. Yeah, Did Snow 2. Yeah, the first Did Snow movie for me is an amazing one. I still have Did Snow 2, but I haven't seen it yet either. Don't get mad at me. I know I need to watch that one. But the original Did Snow movie I freaking love. Speaking of so bad it's good, if you want a fantastically bad but entertaining horror TV show, I'd recommend... Oh, I remember the Night Stalker, Kolchak the Night Stalker. Yeah, I've never actually sat down and watched it before, but I know of it. I've had a few ciders tonight. That's awesome. Yeah, let me know some good ciders. Miyago Music. I don't know what I still can't find your comment before that. There's like, I'm scrolling through. Media Pro Lover. Somebody already asked me about my Arrow Video Blu-ray ones already. Opinion on Harmony Korine. Talented / crazy? My friend told me you were moving to Australia. Your friend told you wrong. I don't know who. I feel like people tell me all these things that, yeah, they must be getting me confused with somebody. I'm not moving to Australia, probably ever. But I do like movies set in Australia. But yeah, you guys have some crazy. I see like people post all the time, like giant crazy spiders. I was like, no, I would move for sure. Yeah, Session 9 is definitely amazing for sure. Berlin Syndrome, I have not seen. My favorite YouTuber is Flicks and Movies. Do you know him? Yes, Alex Leba. He does a lot of movies. I feel like he does a lot of movies with like you know, the crazy people in his life that he knows. And oh, here's my dog. My dog wants to be in the video. He's like whining at the door. I'm sorry, buddy. Like usually he'll my dog Wrigley, after Wrigley Field, he'll usually just chill and hang out. But yeah, Alex Leba, I feel like he's more, you know, he's definitely well known for doing videos with like the crazy people in his lives, the girls who like pick on him and beat the crap out of him, the crazy uncle, the teacher. I think that's cool though, as far as doing that and, you know, kind of putting yourself out there like that. And there's my butt right there, my boxers. Movie Mojo, I love this. I love if Scream Factory ever put a Blu-ray edition out of The Fog with the old 2005 DVD artwork. I like the minimalistic effect. I don't remember that one, that artwork. I hope you're not talking about the remake, because I thought the Fog remake was hot garbage. But I actually love the Fog Scream Factory artwork. I thought that was fantastic. If I have it over here somewhere. Again, I'm going to organize the horror movie collection coming up soon. But the original Fog, I thought had amazing Blu-ray artwork for the original Blu-ray release. The DVD or the Blu-ray Steelbook they recently released looked like garbage to me. What are your thoughts of the remake of It? Well, technically it's like a different adaptation, supposedly, you know, that's the whole thing of it. But yes, it looks like it's going to be influenced from the other one that was previously the miniseries. Excuse me. Initially, I wasn't too enthused about it, but the more trailers I see come out, the more interested and excited I am for it. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. I get that question a lot. I work in sales. That's all I'm going to give you. If you don't mind me, I have to make up my mind for my major pretty soon. I would say find something you enjoy doing. I would say journalism major, so obviously I'm not doing what I am, you know, supposed to be doing, but, you know, do something that you want to do, that you enjoy. Cockneys vs. Zombies. I don't think I ever saw that one. If I did, I saw another one. There were so many of those, like, versus zombies movies. I might have seen it. I can't remember for sure. I saw one where it was like set in England and it was like some kind of like gang fighting zombies, and I thought it was terrible, but I don't know if it's that same one or not. What am I watching tonight? I'm watching The Strain from 10 to 11, and I don't know, I haven't slept well this weekend. Again, I mentioned I had a lady friend sleepover Friday and Saturday, so I'm a light sleeper to begin with, and then it takes a while for me to get used to somebody, you know, sleeping next to somebody, so I barely slept this weekend, so I might just go to bed after The Strain. We'll see. If I don't know, I started a couple movies. I started United Kingdom, and then I realized it's a freaking long movie, and I started it late at night. And then I started The Nun, and then I started Evil Aliens, and yeah, I do that sometimes. I'll start a movie like Evil Aliens. Look like it's gonna be terrible so far. The Nun looks like. At first, that first scene, I was like super into it, and then like the next following one, I was like, oh, that looks. Ugh. So I don't know. I feel like I've watched so many bad, low-budget horror movies that I'm trying to like not, but I'm trying to thin out my collection too. Like, if it's a movie I can never see myself rewatching again, there's no reason to keep it in the collection. Cheers to the 31 people watching right now. Thank you for tuning in, and I apologize. I know I've missed a bunch of comments in this video. I'm definitely not ignoring anyone. It's just hard to keep up sometimes, especially I've been like, you know, walking around and kind of showing the collection and stuff. So forgive me for that. I've been quiet. Dave L says watching Game of Thrones, but hello to all. Cheers to you. I have never seen an episode of Game of Thrones. I think I'm like one of the only people alive, but I do have season 1 Blu-ray box set, so I will be watching that soon. Somebody I know was saying like they would binge watch the seasons with me, so that's a possibility. There's the Game of Thrones box set right there for the season 1 that comes with like the dragon egg. Does your special lady like movies? Yeah, we watched some movies together, so that was fun. And we're gonna do a video, so I will show that. I've had different girls on my channel before. I've done movie nights and stuff with them. So yeah, I tried the Polish chick who I did a couple of videos with. She was not into movies at all, so that wasn't a good fit there. Anyways, I've known her for years though. So, do you like Street Trash? Yes, I do. That is a great release from, I think, Synapse Films is the one that released it. I love Street Trash. The Viper. Alcoholic drink. I know I have Street Trash over here somewhere. Where is it? I'm not sure. Somebody asked me about body bags. Here's body bags right there. I have Street Trash somewhere. I just don't know where the heck I put it. Forgive me. But yes, I do enjoy Street Trash. I enjoy, you know, dirty, slimy movies like that, which is super crazy. I gotta go, Jay. Thanks for the live stream. Thank you. I appreciate for tuning in. I'm from south of Ireland. Shout out to Cork. What's going on, Cork? I've seen, you know, Sing Street was probably one of my favorite movies of 2016. And that was an Irish movie. It was set in like in the 80s of Ireland. And I love the heck out of that one. Great coming of age movie. So if you haven't seen Sing Street, definitely check that one out. The Burning is one I feel like I should revisit. I watched it like forever ago now. I've only seen it once, I believe, and I wasn't a big fan of it. I know it has a great cast, you know, a ton of recognizable people. But I didn't like the effects. I remember people saying, "Oh, Tom Savini's effects were great." I thought it was like some of the worst effects from Tom Savini. Like everybody talks about the boat scene or whatever, or like the raft scene or whatever the heck it was. I thought that was terrible. Like you can totally tell the neck part. And then at the end of the movie, like, it felt like the editing didn't work at all. But maybe I should rewatch it. I was one of the people that had never seen it, and like you, I powered through 6 seasons in a week and a half. Wow. So Game of Thrones, so it must be definitely one that is engaging. But one of the things I know, like everybody gets killed, so you can't get too invested in some of the characters. I've never seen an episode of Game of Thrones either. Cockneys vs. Zombies to me stood out above the rest of the crappy vs. Zombie movies. Alright, I'll have to recheck that one out or watch it because I can't remember if I saw it or not, honestly. I saw one that had like a similar theme, but I'm not sure if that was the one or not. I have to like rewatch it to see. I'm going to major in journalism college. Any tips? Again, one of the things I wish I would have done is I definitely partied a lot in college, and I wish I would have balanced a little bit more and would have taken things a little bit more seriously. I still did well, but I feel like I could have applied myself a little bit more. So that's the thing I can definitely say is balance for sure. Study, you know, looking back, you know, do something you want to do. Find something you're happy with doing and do it. But yeah, I don't know where you're from, or what classes you take. It could be different. We had, you know, every college has different, you know, prerequisites you have to take and stuff like that. Hold on, scrolling through the comments again. I'm gonna sit down for a moment. Movie Mojo. No, not the awful remake. Yeah, the Fog remake was one of the worst remakes I've seen. I know there's some people that enjoy it, and that's cool. I'm just not one of those people. The old 2005 DVD artwork was blue and had a black silhouette with the silhouettes of a few ghosts. I'll have to check that one out because I don't remember that one, that artwork for it. You should make your own short film. Perhaps I shall. I remember back in the day, like I used to be big into writing, and I had written like a few like scripts and stuff like that way back in the day, and no, don't drop out and be a bum, like Miyago Music said. But my best friend growing up, we were both into that. So like we were doing like a comedy sketch, I think at one time, like comedy kind of like, you know, sketch comedy rather, like script a while ago. And I think I don't even know where that is. Some people don't get a movie if it's not bad on Blu-ray. DVD doesn't look that bad. What do you think? Yeah, I mean, sure, if it's upscaled, it can definitely look decent as well. Again, I'm just watching The Strain tonight. I don't know if I'm going to watch anything else after that. Depends how tired I am. Scrolling through here. Do you have Slime City? Yes, I do have Slime City, and man, I can't wait to organize everything here. Nothing is organized. I do have Slime City, and I think there's the sequel for it too, which I think is like a double feature Blu-ray, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. Thank you. I appreciate that. I like doing these live streams a lot. The instant interaction. It's so easily accessible using my iPhone. Jeff Overing, cheers to you. Yes, it is similar to Street Trash. Another one recently is a movie called Condemned, which is very similar to like Street Trash, Slime City, very gross, oozy, pussy, slimy, all that kind of stuff. So if you like those movies, check out the Condemned. I believe it is. It's like a condemned apartment complex. People are doing like drugs and gross, oozy stuff, and crazy things start happening. I'm going J, AK Films. Thank you for tuning in. Cheers to Cork. No, none of your comments were annoying. I appreciate the comments. So cheers to you, my friend. Thank you. I have seen the movie Vampire in Brooklyn with Eddie Murray. It's been a long time. I remember enjoying that one, though, actually. I think I have the DVD somewhere. I think that might be one of the DVDs that's in a box. But yeah, Eddie Murphy's awesome. I love Eddie Murphy. The Golden Child. I think that deserves a Blu-ray release for sure. What are your thoughts on the Winnie the Pooh, the movie? Is there going to be like a new Winnie the Pooh movie? Because if so, I'm not aware. But I liked Winnie the Pooh when I was a kid. I don't think I've really seen anything since then. I'm drinking Guinness. Guinness from a can. Harry Carey. I have not seen Harry Carey. I know it has a Criterion Collection release. I've heard good things. I probably should check it out. But I have seen, I don't know, I feel like I've seen some good, you know, Japanese cinema. Of course, they have a lot of Kurosawa, which rightfully so. on their line of films. I wish I could go to the Criterion Collection closet. I saw recently it was like Aubrey Plaza and somebody else. It was like the worst Criterion Collection closet video ever because they didn't talk about the films. They were just like throwing stuff in the bag. And I love Aubrey Plaza. She's stunning. But yeah, that was just like a kind of disappointing thing. I think part of the reason we watch because we're fans of film, and if you're buying Criterion Collections, you're obviously a physical media collector and you're a fan of cinema. You want to hear people talk about the movies. The guy who was like the writer from like Everybody Loves Raymond, he was in there. He kind of have like, you know, bigger eyes. I don't know how to say that nicely. I don't want to say bug eyes, but he was actually one of my favorite ones doing the closet Criterion Collection closet videos because he talked a lot about it. You could tell his passion was genuine. But yeah, it was no reason to even like post that video. People were complaining about the video quality of it too. Forget the video quality. The fact they never even said anything about the movies, which was kind of a bummer. Yeah, I have seen some Irish horror movies. Rawhead Rex is, I guess, an Irish horror movie. And I saw one recently with Pollyanna McIntosh. It was just okay. And then I saw another one. I can't remember the name of that. It was Citadel, which was just okay too. What is my favorite Arrow video Blu-ray set before? Again, you asked that already, but somebody already asked that question. But I would put the Donnie Darko set is amazing. Arrow Video definitely does a phenomenal job with their box sets, especially. Here's some of the sets right there. I have a few more in the other room. There's the recent Reanimator set was phenomenal too. I don't have the Beyond Reanimator set, but yeah, they've got some beautiful. I love what they do as far as the box sets. I like the Hills Have Eyes set too. Oh, you know what? They have there's another recent set that just came out that I have. I'll be showing that in a video soon. Good night to AK Films. Guy Fieri, you should bring people onto the live streams. That'd be sweet if Cool Duder was on here. I don't know how to invite people. That's one of the things, like as far as doing it from my iPhone, I have no idea how to do that. I think that you can only do if you have like Google Hangouts. I'm not using Google Hangouts because I don't have a webcam. I'm filming from my iPhone. So I know Flicks and Movies invited me on his live stream, and I didn't think I could do it through my iPhone, but I think I can if I accept his like Google Hangouts invitation thing. So I think I can actually do it, but I don't know how to invite other people. But what about the Rugrats movie? I haven't seen the Rugrats movie in like a decade when I was like a kid. So yeah, I mean, I liked Rugrats when I was a kid. Pizza or burger and fries. Ooh, that's tough. I've enjoyed grilling. So I grill burgers a bunch, especially in the summertime. But I do love pizza. That's like a hard choice. It's like, you know, who's your favorite child? I mean, I don't have any kids that I know of. That's tough. I love a good burger. I'm not actually too big into fries, so you could take that off. But a burger or pizza, that's really tough. I think I might have to go with pizza. For those of you who don't know, which I think is pretty much everybody, I was a vegetarian for a few years, and I basically gave that up. I broke down. The first meat that I had after that was Taco Bell, which I don't even know if you can call that meat. It's so processed. I'm not a big fan. It's not necessarily that I care about the animals. I do care about animals, but I still eat animals now. But it's just the fact I'm not a huge fan of the taste of red meat. Like if I have a good burger, I put a lot of condiments on it. You know, it's just the way that I am. Yeah, so I like putting avocados on my burger as well, onions. So yeah, and I still I eat sushi. I love sushi. I love fish. But yeah, I'm not a big steak fan. Although my roommate did make I think a New York strip steak, and that was pretty good. But I guess it's all how you make it. But every steak I've had is so freaking chewy. I'm like, it's too much work for food. I think I'm like the only person I know that doesn't like steak. But I had venison once, and that was amazing. One of my friends who moved now, he was an avid hunter. He used to live right down the road, and he used to have like tons of like archery stuff. I guess he used a bow and arrow. And he made like venison burgers and venison chili, and it was amazing. And he's like, it's all how you cook it, how you prepare it, and it was so tender and juicy and flavorful. So yeah, I was a vegetarian for a while, but now I do enjoy a good burger, but I do use a lot of condiments in general. So yes, Princess. Oh yeah, okay, that's a classic for sure. That has a Disney release, I believe. My favorite animated movie is Grave of the Fireflies, which I think needs a better Blu-ray release. The DVD has a ton of special features. I actually kept my DVD, and the Blu-ray doesn't have nearly as many special features. I don't understand why a lot of times they can't port over the special features. I don't know if it's licensing issues, but Grave of Fireflies, I would love to see get like a Criterion Collection release with all of the special features that the DVD had, maybe some new stuff. But yeah, Grave of Fireflies is my favorite animated movie. It's just thinking about it, like, gets me choked up. It's just so emotional and moving. A phenomenal film that I would highly recommend. I have tried filet mignon, and even then I felt like it was still chewy. Again, maybe I didn't get the best filet mignon. I was a vegetarian for 2 years, lost a lot of weight, but now I eat fried fried meat while smoking weed and drinking alcohol. Yeah, I don't smoke weed. I did when I was like in my teens. I was a bit of a pothead. Are you a pothead, Fokker? From Meet the Parents. But yeah, now I don't at all. I have no desire to. I'll have a beer like every once in a while. I really don't drink much either. I had a crazy troll comment on my last live stream calling me an alcoholic in all caps, raging, triggered. I rarely drink. This is like the first beer I've had since my last live stream, in fact. So yeah, that's one of the things I liked hanging out with this girl too. She isn't a raging alcoholic like the Polish chick. You know, she drinks like a fish. Like every time I would go out to eat with her, like my bar tab with her would be like over $100. I'm like, this is insane. What do you have like a hollow leg? Like, where's this going to? I feel like in Poland they must give like kids like just put like a little nipple on like a vodka bottle and just let them go. But yeah, so I like hanging out with people who don't necessarily need to get wasted or anything like that. Like, I'll chill with like a beer or two. I'm good with that. But again, I rarely drink these days. I don't smoke. So yeah, I'm just trying to do a little bit better. I do want to eat a little bit better as well. All right, guys, we just hit an hour. I'm Ben Munson. You said you're just messing with me. I must have missed your previous comment. The horror shelf says, what time is it where you are? It is 10 o'clock. Ah, crap box. I forgot. I'm missing the strain. I'm going to have to watch the strain right now. Sorry, guys. I got to get out of here. Cheers to you guys. Thank you for tuning in, the 30 people right now. I appreciate it. More live streams coming in the future. Hope everybody's doing well. Good night. And once this video goes live, leave me a comment on the video letting me know a movie recommendation you have for me to check out. And I am planning to do more straightforward movie reviews coming up soon on the channel. So thank you again. Good night. And I'm off to watch The Strain. Cheers.